Hello, welcome again. Till now we have learned that how or what is the need of a DSP to store the data at cloud or at the local database, right? As we have seen that there were three sensors, and all that sensors collect the data from the various resources and forward that data on the network to the particular resource or that particular device that demanded the data, and this particular device uses the DSP, right? Uses the DSP to store the data, to store the different type of data collected from the different sensors on a local platform. Right now, how this DSP actually internally works, right? How the DSP actually internally works. Now there is a small architecture of DSP which will tell us that how this DSP will work here. Now see here, this is the working platform, or this is working diagram of DSP. Any device like mobile or desktop PC or anything or any sensor that can use the IoT device through the client SDKs, then through mobile app, through the websites or etc, right? Then it will use all these devices can use the IoT device, right? All the device, the IoT device will definitely respond to the devices and will collect the different information from the various sources, right? So DSP will take care of the security controls, it will take care of the scripting, and it will take care of the optimization that can be used or that should be used while providing the data. It will auto generate, the most important thing, that it will auto generate the API required to transfer the data to the above mentioned devices, right? So now first of all, what is security control, or what security control anyone or any device should keep in mind, right? So these all security controls are that each and every user must have a proper authority to access that particular device. Means authentication will be determined by this DSP, right? So DSP is responsible for to determine the authentication of the particular user, right? So DSP is nothing but it is known as Data Factory Service Platform, right? So the second one is the scripting and customization. Now what do you mean by scripting and customization, right? What type of data the particular user required, only that type of data will be provided to the users, right? Means which type of customer services are provided by the particular user, only that type of services will be provided, right? Then a particular remit will be enforced to the user, that which type of services to that user are granted, which type of services to the user are not granted, right? Accordingly the user will provide the access of that particular device, right? So means all these things, means scripting and customization will be controlled by this DSP. And the third major important thing is it will generate the APIs required to store the data on client platform, means on client database as well as on cloud database, right? So in the previous lecture we have seen that it will generate the APIs, the REST APIs, most important, it generates the REST API to store the data on local platform as well as to store the data on the cloud, right? So it will generate automatically generate the this REST API, right? So REST is nothing but it is representational state transfer, right? We have learned it. Now it will provide the connection between these services to the various databases. It will generate the RESTful API for the SQL. It will generate it will store the relational database to the relational data to the SQL databases, right? It will store the unstructured data to NoSQL. It will store unstructured data to the files, right? Then the different databases can be connected here to store the semi-structured databases, right? So this is the collection. This how this particular DSP will work, right? So it consists of the devices that use your API devices, it use your IoT devices. These IoT devices can be accessed by these devices through the various methods, mean like SDKs or mobile app or websites, etc, right? This DSP will be responsible to check the security concerns that the particular device should be accessed by these devices or not, means that particular IoT device should respond to these particular devices or not, right? So scripting will be done here, customization will be done here, that which services are only granted to these particular devices. It will automatically generate the code that is required to store that type of local store automatically generate the API to store the local storage on the cloud server, right? Means the method to store the data on local on the local database as well as on the cloud database is same for the DSP. Only the API will be changed, right? Means to store the data, means to collect the data from the server, to collect the data from sensors and store it on the local database is exactly same. Means this process is exactly same to store the data on the cloud also. Only the difference between this thing is the DSP API that will get changed, right? Means the API is the most important thing. Means here might be the REST API will be different, here the REST API will be different, and to store this data on the cloud, the REST API use will be different, right? Then the remaining process is exactly same as it is, right? So on the conclusion, what do you mean by then? What do you mean by data frame service factory? Data factory services platform? It is nothing but it is the middleware that automatically creates the REST API that connect any client like mobile web service or anything that connects any client to SQL, NoSQL, or any type of database that is used to store the data on cloud, and also authenticate and provide the security control to the particular user, right? So this is the whole thing that we should know about storing the data on cloud, right? So storing data on cloud is exactly same on storing the data at local database. The only difference between these two is the REST API that are used to store the data on local storage is different, and the DSP RESTful API required to store the data on cloud is different, right? Okay, thank you.